Hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kearsey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. If you are a company driver, down below, please let us know what are your health insurance rates at your company? Are you satisfied with them? Or if you are a lease or owner op and you feel comfortable discussing your health insurance, if you want to put any kind of links so that people can go and find a good place to purchase insurance, that would be really cool too. I'm going to talk about 3 things. I'm going to talk about the health insurance options, and then also the workman's comp and the FMLA. So as far as this surgery goes, I was scheduled for an appointment at the eye surgeon. It was really just an observation that I was supposed to be getting done, a test that I was supposed to be getting done every 6 months. And it turned out that I needed surgery. So within a week, I got both eyes done at the same time. Prime, with their FMLA now, they are doing things by an outsourced company, which at the time I really was not happy about it. I was like, man, because I know the lady at Prime's office, and but I guess with COVID and everything that's going on, they outsourced it. I got this woman that I was not happy with. Maybe I was upset because what was going on, and I was nervous about the surgery, and I was told things like you could have side effects where you're going to have a permanent glare for the rest of your life, or you could be light sensitive, you could have bleeding in your eyes, like that halo effect that you see at night with the headlights. They said that's a possibility of me having that normally, like during the day. That's scary when you're a truck driver. I can't have that. Another side effect could have been that it looked like I was wearing sunglasses all the time, that kind of shaded darkness type of thing. So, I mean, a lot of things were going through my head, and this lady's like asking me a ton of questions. By the time I was able to actually talk to her and get everything scheduled, my surgery was going to be 2 days later. And what did impress me was that when I got to the doctor's office, the outsourced company did fax up over the paperwork. My doctor's office finished all the paperwork, already faxed it back to them, and I had the confirmations from the fax machine. So I felt better about that. It did take about 4 or 5 days for that outsourced company to approve my FMLA. Not that I was really concerned about it anyway, because it's like I knew I was going to have a job. Hello. So, but it just, the paperwork was annoying, and having somebody question you in a nasty way, I wasn't happy about that. But everything got worked out, and it's all said and done. I messaged my fleet manager today. He was like, "Oh, I'm so glad that everything's okay." Like, that's the first thing he said to me. "I'm so glad your eyes are good. I'm so glad that everything's okay." It wasn't, "When you getting back to work?" That makes me feel good. Basically, it took less than a week to get all the paperwork and FMLA done and approved. I can tell you that there were months that you could be fighting at the post office regarding FMLA. Seriously. And they would put you through so much paperwork, and then they'd send it back to you and say they didn't like the way the doctor worded something, and to send it back. And then the doctor would say, "Well, I don't work for the post office, and you're not my patient anymore because you were a hospital patient." And it was just hell. It was just pure hell. And I just don't have that now. When I got my surgery in 2018, I was on the lower option of health insurance when I got my surgery. My surgery came out to like $53,000. My portion of that was $900. That was it. When it came to my medication, I think I paid $5 for each med. I think I had 3 medications at the time. This time, I got the higher option for the medical, knowing that I was going to go for this. This type of surgery is covered under the medical insurance, not our vision insurance. I had a $40 copay, and they're going to wind up billing me. But on this higher option, I'm pretty sure my deductible is like $700. So I'm not going to have to pay more than $700, and I'm fine with that. And when it comes to the health insurance at Prime, we do have 2 levels. The first year for the lower option, I think it was $68. And then after you hit 1 year and 1 day, it drops down to like half of that. And I'm pretty sure that with my higher option, because I have lower co-pays on things and a lower deductible, that I'm pretty sure that mine is like $70 a week. I think if your first year, my same plan would be like $140 a week, something like that. So I'll find those numbers and I'll put them on the screen just to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. When it comes to the vision plan I was really impressed with, and my actual eye doctor was impressed because these glasses are Coach, and they have the tint and the glare resistant, and apparently our VSP, which is like the leading vision plan in the country, our VSP plan pays more for the add-ons than a lot of other plans. And that's a prime option because I had VSP with the post office, and the VSP for the post office did not pay for as much as the VSP at Prime. So I got these Coach glasses with the tint and the transition, the glare resistance. I also got a pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses and a year's worth of disposable contacts, and including my co-pays for the eye exam, because I get the contacts, it's additional eye exams and the contact fitting. It all came to like $600, and they even overnighted my contacts for free to Springfield, Missouri for me to the terminal. I'm happy because I've paid $600 for one pair of glasses before, and the contact exam, because it's normally like $150 or $180 or something with the additional tests that I get. When it comes to workman's comp, people don't plan on getting sick. They don't plan on having medical issues. They don't plan on falling or getting hurt. Owner ops, legally, they're supposed to have a certain amount of workman's comp, but unfortunately, apparently, there are ways to get around that, and they don't have it. Like a lease op friend of mine, he just got hurt. He has a co-driver on his truck. He got hurt. He didn't want to tell his trucking company that he was injured, because he's a lease op, so he doesn't have any medical benefits. He doesn't have workman's comp. He pays workman's comp for his co-driver, though. And then what he wound up doing was he got hurt with them. They were over the road, and he had to pay for his hotel room, the co-driver's hotel room. He's paying the co-driver by the day because they're down, they're losing revenue, and he's, has to hang out for a couple days because he hurt his back and he can't really move. After a few days, he was like, all right, well, let me go to a chiropractor and I'll go see what they say. And he paid a cheap chiropractor in some truck stop somewhere. Things happen. But I do have a friend who's at Prime that was injured. I think she had been out, I'm going to say 4 or 5 months, and she wound up falling out of the truck. And she stepped down. When she stepped down, the curb below her that she stepped on wound up giving away, and it was really slippery out. It was raining and muddy and stuff, and she wound up falling, and she put her hand back behind her when she fell, and she wound up breaking her wrist and her elbow. When she did that, Prime asked her if she was able to drive a car. They paid for a rental car for her to go from Ohio back to Missouri. They paid for the hotel room for her, the overnight stay that she needed to get. She needed to get a hotel room in between. So they paid for that. Prime owns a motel in the Springfield terminal. They asked her if she wanted to stay in the hotel, and they would pay for all the Ubers and the doctors and getting her back and forth. They also gave her the option of sliding her Comdata card for food in the cafeterias, the restaurants there. Normally, that's how we pay, and we get like pay advances on our next pay. They just deduct it out. They did tell her she was getting $700 a week plus the room. she chose to stay at the hotel rather than going back home. She just figured it was more convenient. All of the doctors in the Springfield area, they're all familiar with Prime, but by staying in Springfield, she was able to have access to the shuttles to take her to different restaurants, take her, back and forth to the Walmart, that kind of thing. So it was convenient for her. She wound up being out for, I think, 4 months. And at the end, they gave her a lump sum settlement, and then they deducted the money that she had spent on her fuel card as a pay advance. It was very efficient. There was no argument. There was no problem. The workman's comp coordinator was on a first name basis with her and completely helped her with everything. So she's not the only one that I've ever heard this from. There are several people that I've always heard good things about. And, I always compare everything to my experience at the post office. And, my mother got hurt when she was working at the post office. It was so bad, and they fought her on it so much. It took like 12 years for them to pay for a knee replacement, which she wouldn't have needed the knee replacement had they done everything in the beginning. That's a little bit about how Prime works when it comes to FMLA and workman's comp and our health insurances and stuff. We do have disability. We have long-term and short-term disability, which, by the way, the short-term disability, you have to be out for at least 2 weeks, and it goes through the same company now. The same company that applies for the FMLA will actually go and apply for your disability insurance. So you don't even, like when the doctor fills out the one set of papers, it winds up going to cover both, which does make things easier. So I hope that gives you a little bit of insight and info. And please remember that just watching these ads will help us donate money to Meals on Wheels. And I want to say thank you very much, guys. We are at 1,800 subscribers. Woohoo! And you guys be safe, and I hope to see you out here chucking along. Bye.